Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully the video that I made earlier wasn't too bad. It's basically we're just looking at the addition or subtraction of volumes. So, if the France 40 increases this way, it's going to be more of a buy. But if we go this way, it's going to be more of a sell. Now, the thing is that the UK 100 was way over here. And that's what's impacting our risk calculation, is that we saw a reduction and we're going towards sell, right? So they were very, very short, but they're less short, right? We were minus 10, we're minus 3. So those guys got absolutely blown up, and it's just really horrible. And as soon as the bears exited, en masse, like an exodus, then of course price falls, because that's how it works. So that's the reason for the risk calculation having a big dump on the 24-hour difference. Is the UK 100 and the France 40, they've really come off the extremes. So that's worth noting. We're sideways on the S&P. So today's going to be tricky, and there's a big question mark on it. I can't make a comment on it until we see a sustained move, a break of the moving average, but we're just going sideways. So I'm not going to talk about that. There isn't anything to be said here. It can go either way. If I had to make a decision, I'd say they were going to sell it, because there's lots of scary stuff in the news. Likewise, no comment. It might be that they need to release a news event, and then it'd be scary enough for them to short it, and then we could potentially bottom here. You can see how we're like trying to round. You can see how we're trying to make a bottom. See that? So yeah, just no comment on that until we get a sustained break of the moving average. So something like this. This was a decent sell because we had that sustained move beyond the moving average. You're waiting for some support to break, and then you sell it. And you would have done incredibly well, actually. So that's what we're looking for, is a break of the moving average and a continuation. DAX is just choppy, so I can't really comment on that. I mean, sell, and then buy, and then sell. So, we've got resistance here at 15400, so it's dead easy to remember. But we are a buy at the big picture. Gold, we might need to test the lows, and then therefore it'll bring the sentiment down, and then we'll get the buy. So we'll probably might have to break that wick support. 1802 is important, and thanks to everyone doing the analysis in Discord as well. It's been really useful, very, very helpful. So potentially a break of that, and it'll be scary enough for them to short. And then we're going to get the buy because it'll be a crossover, but it might take a few hours. What time is that? 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock. Might be like 3-4 hours before we get the crossover if they sell it. The USD, we made a buy yesterday as noted. 105.52-ish. I'll send stop at 105.20-ish. Done quite well since. And it looks like they might continue to hold onto their bias. If this falls, and it will encourage them to hold short, and then this can be the bottom as well. It's interesting. This looks quite like the US 30. Look at the EU. We'll go to US 30. Kinda. It's doing that sort of move. You see, maybe. So we're trying to forge a bottom. So potentially we might be seeing the top in the Dixie. And then we might be able to rally. We don't really want a strong dollar if we're going to be rallying on risk. The two don't really agree. We're our buy on UJ, so I'd be careful about shorting this, because you probably have traded this before and it's probably stung you quite a bit. So just be really careful. And we are a buy at the big picture, so only short it if we're above 50% and the US yields are negative, and you want these down. All right, so don't short dollar yen if these are green, okay? And our trade of the day is going fantastic. We had a really good entry and it really pumped. So if you had taken it, I would probably personally move my stop just ahead of entry, and then if it does come down, you're out of profit. But this could be a good one to hold, because we've got some nice supports now. We created some demand down here, and so we did very, very well on our trade of the day. Very happy. Signals 56 pips, make it break even at worst. So if it does decide to reverse completely, we're going to just have a zero on the spreadsheet. All right, so that's just saying lock it in basically. Okay, there's an entry. That's the price currently according to Google. So the worst comes to the worst, is that it will just be a 0. Right, so do note that. Make it break even. Right, so it's important. But I don't really want a loss on the sheet, and we're up quite a bit, 56 pips. So just be careful. Remember, take profits when you think it's appropriate. Don't take them so quickly. Let it run a little bit, and also you've got the trailing stop as well. It's a really good idea using the trailing stop. So that's it. So that's today's video. Do a Patreon video now. We can look at gold, and we can look at the dollar crosses, and we can look at UJ as well. I'm pretty sure we're taking out a lot of stops on dollar yen. So have a good day. I'll speak to you guys soon.